to your favorite chat show, the Fireside Chat series on the Ghanaian American Journal. As usual, we bring you very exciting conversation, whatever it is that promotes Ghana, whatever it is that promotes the African continent as a whole, is what we boast of. Like that is our dream to see that one day Africa becomes the Africa you and I want it to become. And today we have another exciting conversation with the Plendify B2B Marketplace. Today, we are going to talk about how to redefine the success of your business, especially for those of us who are on the African continent. And we have Plendify B2B Marketplace who have joined us to give us those tips that you need to make your business a success. Today, I am joined here with Beau Sackey, who is a CEO, and Manirakiza, who is the COO of Plendify B2B Marketplace. Michael, you would have to forgive me for butchering your name right there, but I am excited to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Deborah.
Thank you, Deborah. We're excited to be speaking with you as well today.
A total pleasure to have you here. So we're just going to kick right into the interview. And of course, my very first question will be, just give us an insight into what Plendify is. What is Plendify?
Yeah, so I think Plendify is a marketplace. For example, if you think about companies like Alibaba, for example, AliExpress, Amazon, right? They are basically in the e-commerce business, and Plendify is no different, except that we are focused or focused squarely on the business segment, right? Hence the B2B. And so we're all about, for example, connecting trade between manufacturers, importers, for example, wholesalers, with shops and other entities of that nature, right? And so we come in between those two sides of value chains, and then help to activate transactions in that way as well.
Awesome. So I find this a very beautiful initiative, especially running through your website. And I would want to know, what is the vision for of Plendify for the African continent? As you put it, you are the Pan-African entity.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that people from all over the world know is that there's some amazing products here in Africa, right? But it's very hard to access those products, without knowing someone, or maybe it's very difficult to trade amongst countries. So right now, the borders are coming down. We know about the AFCTA as an initiative to bring those borders down, but that's just a government initiative. But in terms of businesses, they're looking for markets, opportunities to sell their products locally, but also internationally, right? And people want to discover those products and be able to try them out. Maybe businesses want to carry them in the stores, but most of these companies, they're just now getting going and really expanding their market. So we're trying to turbocharge that expansion. And we believe that from an African perspective, we can do that very well across different countries in Africa.
Also, just to add to what Mike said, obviously, I think we've all seen what we've had experienced through COVID, right? That impact of COVID and on global supply chains, right? Lots of disruptions, as it relates to, for example, shipping items from different countries or different continents to Africa and beyond. And I think what we are building is a way to solve an African issue with African mindsets, but also global standards, right? So the goal really is to ensure that we build something that's very special that allows us to trade within ourselves as a continent, but also enable those around the world, the US, for example, Asia, Canada, North America, Europe as a whole, and also within Africa to trade more amongst ourselves and also promote African products, African goods to the world, essentially.
Yeah, thank you. So, how has the journey been so far? How has the success story been since we started Plendify?
It's been quite the experience. because when we first approached some of the initial businesses, they were skeptical. They really didn't understand, um, because they were used to doing offline sales primarily, and they said, um, we're not really, they don't have IT departments, so they didn't really understand that they could start trading online easily. Um, for those that were already online, they had a lot of challenges with their existing solution or platforms. So we worked with the first 10 businesses, and then later on it became 100, and now we're looking at thousands of businesses in Ghana and slowly in Rwanda and Nigeria that are looking to our platform as a solution for their business to expand and to ship internationally and get paid internationally. So we've had really good partners that made us come this far, and we've had really great buyer and supplier experience. So we're just looking to really now expose them to more buyers. And the U.S. is a market that we know a lot of businesses and individuals they want to access African products. COVID has made people stay home longer, so now it's incredibly easy to be able to access the products without having to travel right anymore. And one thing that Bo hit on is a lot of our suppliers are very small, right? So they might look like they're selling to individuals, but they want to sell in bulk, right? And selling in bulk online in Africa, no one really does it, right? So, for example, if you want to order 800 bags of cement, I don't know if there's anyone that does that online, but we do it, for example, in Ghana, right? So those are the kinds of things that have become, a lot of the suppliers have started to really appreciate, and we've been fortunate to have team members that also joined us in this journey to get this far.
Mhm.
Also,
Okay.
I think just like what Michael said, that's also very important. Is that not only are we bringing on suppliers that are African, but also these suppliers are those that have are very high quality, that are
Mhm.
trusted. And so we have done some work on our end to ensure that if you see a buyer on our platform that has the verified supplier seal, it means that Plendify has taken the time and effort to ensure that this supplier is credible and therefore can be trusted and therefore can be, worked with, right? And so obviously buyers around the world looking to do things whether locally in Ghana or, for example, buy something in Ghana or Rwanda, for example, or Nigeria, or very soon to be our other markets and bring it back to their countries where they live, can ensure that what they buy is what they end up getting, right? As well.
I was coming to come on to that question, but since you have brought it up, let's just go through the line. So my question is, you're saying that if I am buying from somebody as a supplier on Plendify, then I should be rest assured that this person has been verified. It's a trusted source. Can you just take us through the process or the mechanisms or the strategies you use in verifying a supplier? What are some of the
Yeah.
metrics you look at?
So one thing that people know about products, especially in the food category, right, is that no one wants to get sick, right? So all of our suppliers, for example, have FDA approval for to
Mhm.
sell any product on Plendify. So that is a minimal criteria. So even though you could be a small supplier, you still have to be certified. So if you're certified, it also means that you have to have your company registration, right? And when you sign on to sell, we ask you all that information, right? In addition, a lot of the businesses that we do, we actually check um, where they're located. We do address confirmation. Um, we also check, for example, are they part of a business network? Is there someone else that's vetting them? Yeah, and then also we do ground visits. We are right. I mean, in Ghana, for example, some of the supplier stores you'll be seeing Plentify stickers that they sell on Plentify, and you could buy the same products that they have in store on our marketplace, so that's kind of one of the things that we do. And in addition, we also help some of them with their product uploading. So we also go through their inventory, which is important because then
Mm.
we help them kind of digitize their inventory, right? And that way the buyer knows exactly what they're buying. So we go through that process with each supplier so that once they're on and they're ready to sell, you pretty much can buy whatever's available. If there's a stock, then that means that's in stock. So you can buy the entire stock. And we have small teams that actually work with the suppliers offline, so that are like on the ground. So it's not like they sign on and no one is visiting them. So they actually get onboarded through a process that we do. And so far, it's been a very good experience.
Great. So how then do I become a supplier on Plendify?
It's
How do I get
extremely
to?
easy.
Yeah.
You go on our website and then you click become a supplier, and then you select either a basic plan or you can go all the way to a point of building a website on with Plendify's technology. So we actually power suppliers that want to do an entire e-commerce experience and ship from Africa to the world, to buyers in Australia, in the UK, in America, anywhere, Singapore. We ship to 220 countries. So anyone can buy, and we process 160 countries of payments. So we
Mm.
accept mobile money from Nigeria, M-Pesa, American Express cards, Discover cards, Canadian Visa debits, European cards. So there's nothing that will stop our suppliers from selling to anyone anywhere.
Great. And I must say this to my viewers, like I went on to Plendify website and I just love the design on the page. I just love the website's design.
Thank
It's
you.
so straightforward. Everything is neatly aligned. And I was like, wow, these people mean business. And I am glad at the focus on Africa because we have reached a time, as you both rightly said, COVID-19 has changed the world. And this has put in the honors lies on us now as Africans, as Ghanaians, as yeah, that we have a rethinking, and that will take me to my next question. You have overemphasized it enough, but just so to remind our viewers, if anybody has forgotten, what are the benefits of selling online?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question, Deborah. And I think, you know, in Africa, as we see today, majority of the businesses in the continent, quite frankly, I think the world, are SMEs, right? So they're like, small stores or stalls or kiosks, right, as we call them here in Ghana, to like, medium-sized businesses. That's the bulk of our, you know, our productive economy really, and the bulk of how we do business here in the continent. And when you speak to them, they all care about one thing, right? How do I make more money? How do I drive revenue, sales, right? They all want to sell to more people. And I
Mhm.
think also a bigger issue here is also access to credit, right? So, for example, how can they have their companies being financed, right, so that they can scale up and keep growing? So, we have chosen to tackle the issue of access to markets. So then what that means is that, for example, right now, a company, for example, say in East Legon, right, it's like on the street in East Legon selling what they produce. So for example, skin cream from like shea butter made, for example, in Tamale, right? So basically, you have shea butter made in Tamale, it comes down to Accra, it goes to like a value add process where they add some oils and make it very nice, nicely packaged, and it's sold on like a shelf, right, in East Legon, Accra. But the thing is that, this particular person in the store is selling from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., right? And so if you don't go into that store during those hours, right, there is nothing happening between 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. the following morning. With Plendify, you can now sell online, and somebody, for example, in China, where it's morning when it's your night, can transact, and within seconds you're making money, right? And also, you know, there's so many African suppliers or African companies that are doing amazing things, from food to clothing to I mean, you name it. across the board, right? And they just need to get exposure, right? So again, by getting more sales, they now have more revenue, for example, to keep improving and keep growing their businesses. And so we have chosen to tackle that particular thing very, very squarely. And so that's how we're looking at, what SMEs in Africa need, is that they need access to the market. And also to, if you look globally, for example, a lot of trades happen between, for example, Asia and America, Asia and Europe,
Yeah.
Asia and Africa.
True.
But Africa isn't really going out there with value added stuff, right? So yes, we're exporting, but it's all raw material, from the ground or from, you know, the soil, and then it just goes out without any value addition. But with Plendify, we're saying, okay, add value to your products,
Yeah.
make it attractive, make it well standards, right? Get FDA approved if you're in the food category, for example. Get certified. Come on, Plendify, and now you can sell in your store from 9 to 5, but also sell around the clock with Plendify. And then who knows? I mean, for example, we've seen, for example, a company in Rwanda that does coffee, and now they've sold to Turkey. They've sold to, I think, Canada as well through our platform. A company, for example, in Ghana is selling, shea butter lotions and stuff like that to, for example, South Africa through our platform, Zambia, right, the UK. So we're seeing that, we are in a very good place, and hopefully we can keep growing that ecosystem and showing that Africa to the world through Plendify.
Yeah, that is totally awesome, and I totally agree with you. What are the perks of joining Plendify as a supplier?
Um, One of the perks that a lot of businesses are looking for today is they want to be somewhere where they know that there's a standard, right? There's a standard of technology that is at global standards. One of the challenges today with selling online is that a lot of marketplaces or a lot of technology platforms, they don't really give the small business control of their store, right? But what we've done is we've kind of taken a lot of feedback from all of our suppliers, and every month there are new features, new updates for them, so that they can see, they have more data, more visibility around who's buying from them. We've even gone to the point of enabling them to print their way bills from the platform on their side. So we're constantly adding a lot of value, and our platform is both mobile friendly, so it's on iOS and Android, and web. So that means that their buyers are constant. The buyers can kind of stay in touch with them. They can also a buyer can message a supplier without having to get a hold of their personal number or their business number, so they can chat on the platform with them to get more information. They can share their store link, and also we add a layer of customer service that a lot of small businesses don't have. And we have international phone numbers, so you can call a 1-800 toll-free number to request something, and someone will pick up and take your order and correspond with the supplier, right? You can send us a message on WhatsApp. We can call you on behalf of the supplier. So we bridge that language barrier as well that can happen between countries, where our customer support team, obviously for Ghana, they speak all the languages. So you can speak Twi, Fante, Ga, and also they speak English. And we're looking to add more language options for the buyers and the suppliers. But really, we harmonize a lot of things that would be very, very demanding on a small business, and we kind of take out all those difficulties for them, so they don't have to worry about it. And most importantly, security, right? We talk about doing secure payments, also doing selling securely online, which is a big, big concern for buyers. How do I know my payment is secure? And also the supplier, how do I know my payment is secure, right? On both sides. So we kind of bridge that gap for them, so that when a buyer is looking to make a purchase, they're comfortable that if anything happens, they can get their money back. There's a refund policy, there's an exchange policy, both globally and locally, right? So if something is shipped and there's anything wrong, the buyer can have their payment secured. And the supplier knows that, that's part of the benefit that they get using our platform.
Awesome. Am I not excited at all this that I am hearing? And I believe my viewers are equally excited. For me, my excitement comes from the concentration that this on Africa, because I feel that it's about time that we also push and become part of the world. We are part of the world, but they are superpowers, and so and we have a lot of potentials to also get to the map. And so I am very happy at this initiative, and thank you, Plendify, for bringing this initiative to Africa. So when you were talking, Michael, you mentioned that you also offer like customer service options to people, which is fine and well applauded. And so I would want to find out what other services or what other strategies in terms of helping a supplier promote their business. Do you offer such services? Do you give such advices on do this and let people see your business on Plendify or grow your business? Do you offer such services?
Um, so there are a few ways that we're doing this. A lot of the suppliers, because it's their first time selling online, and you'd be surprised even big companies in Africa don't have an online strategy. So we help them with SEO friendly posting, right? So instead of just posting an image, we help them craft a better description for their product. So that way people actually know what they're buying. A lot of times people want to know the weight of the product. They want to know, details of the product. And we're also looking to partner with companies that do support for digital strategies for our suppliers to kind of help them with the social media side of it. Some of them already do a great job, but they could always use some additional services. We also help them with photos, right? So one of the things that a lot of suppliers are lacking is quality photos for their products. So to that end, we do that offline. And also we can help them with logo design as well. So beyond just beyond just helping them sell, we are building added value services, and in fact, we also do beyond we help them with getting their store ready to sell online, but also looking at partners that can help us scale because we can't do it all ourselves. So in each market that we're targeting, we're looking to bring on partners that are good at photographers. Here's a list of photographers you can choose from. Set up your digital accounts, your Facebook accounts, your Instagram accounts, also maybe your WhatsApp for business, for example, if you don't have it. So we do advise them, and there's a section of our website that has articles, Plendify magazine, and we try to put new content there. And we have partners that can give them other benefits, like if there's credit available or programs that are giving businesses access to funds or access to training. We try to bring that to their attention so that they're aware.
Brilliant. Awesome. That is great. So we want suppliers to come onto this platform. As sorry, my viewers, for doing this PR, but we really want people on Plendify. I find it a very great initiative. And so if you're a business owner, Plendify is telling you today that they are helping you redefine the success of your business. And so you want to go onto their website. And as I said previously, I am very, very, very happy about their platform. It's straight to the point, well organized. You don't get confused on it. And so you want to go in there, work with Plendify, and make sure that your business goes beyond borders. And so my next question then will be, what are some of your plans, the plans that you have for suppliers? So I know you have about 3 major plans. If you want to take us through the basic, the grow me, and the super size me plans that you have for suppliers, that will be excellent.
Yeah, sure. So obviously, like you said, right, we have 3 plans. Basic plan, obviously, is no cost, and then a plan called Grow Me, right, which is kind of like our mid-tier plan. And then a plan that we basically call, Supersize Me, and that's more of our e-commerce plan as well. So obviously, you can see that you can come on for free, no cost. But again, as you progress through the different plans, you pay some money to us for basically giving you different value added benefits, right? For example, shipping globally, right? at a very discounted rate. Currently, we use DHL for our shipping around the world. And then
Hmm.
locally in Ghana, we use different companies that are trusted and reliable in Ghana. Two, for example, as my Mike was saying, for example, things like logo services if you want them, right? Bulk orders, right? So what happens is sometimes you can buy like one item, or 10, or 20, or 30, right? So if you want to have access to bulk buying from buyers, right, you should be on a paid plan. And then also very importantly as well is that if you want to be a verified supplier, meaning that
Hmm.
basically you are trusted by the buying audience, you should also be on a paid plan, right?
Mhm.
So just go to our website, go to become a supplier, and then you see all the plans there. It's very, very easy to get on the platform and get signed up. Like I said, it's free to join. It obviously based on your needs, based on your goals, and also what you want to achieve, long term or the short term, you can figure out which plan is best for you. And
Hmm.
also to our plan, we have a team of people that are also backing us up and helping us achieve these goals. So if you have any questions around, what can I do, what can't I do, questions, concerns, issues, you can always email us, you can always WhatsApp us, you can always call us as well. Like Mike was saying, we're available through different channels to serve our clients, in a very,
Hmm.
very good way, and keep
Yeah.
them always served very well.
And then the e-commerce growth.
Yes, and so we see the last part that Michael was mentioning before was around basically get your own website, right? So
Yes.
obviously, some suppliers, besides being on a marketplace, also want to have more control of their own, platform or own website, right? So we give them like a secured website that basically we host for them securely. Things like domain names, hosting, payments, shipping is all handled by Plendify. So essentially, we're powering their platform, we're powering their own website through us. And so it's a very hands-free way of having your own online presence without having
Hmm.
to do all the legwork and all the costs involved in doing that stuff. So we're a very, very cheap option for having your own website for your business, right? And so we have the
Awesome.
basic, which is low cost, grow me, supersize me, which is, by the way, our e-commerce option, and
Hmm.
therefore having your own sites as well. Mhm.
Oh,
So
awesome.
something for everybody in the whole, you know, I guess, client segments. So we have different segments for different clients.
Yeah, and of course, I'm thinking there can always be some adjustments as a supplier and you speak. Is that flexibility in terms of your plans that
Yeah, I
you
think
offer?
so. I think currently, based on client feedback, this is what makes sense. But I think
Okay.
again, we're you guys always listening to client feedback, so
Hmm.
we're happy to always tweak things, make things better. Add more things, take some things out. So we're definitely open to supporting our clients best way possible, so that it's always optimal service at all points in time.
Awesome.
And maybe speaking to the clients, right?
Hmm.
Because we're very big on as you asked earlier, how do we help them sell and how do we help them get
Mhm.
online? We're currently we have some announcements that we're very excited about in the coming weeks. That will actually be very, very big news in terms of exposing our suppliers to uh, millions of businesses
Hmm.
across the world. So those are the things that we do for the different client for the different suppliers on different clients, and we encourage a lot of small businesses to get online, which is why the basic one is free. So that way, if they
Oh,
have one or two products and they're just starting, but they want to be somewhere where they can, expose like a big company that's been around for 20 years, but they don't have a lot of money to invest with an online platform. Come up Plendify, set up your
hmm.
e-commerce store, and then get started. But then, of course, as they graduate, then there's obviously the plans that will be more fitted for them, and it helps them also with marketing on the platform.
Awesome. Thank you. In our part of the world, we know that people don't just do one business, right? So I'm a supplier.
Yes.
I'm a supplier and I have multiple businesses and I want to I want to put my products onto Plendify. Is there an option for me if I own
Definitely.
two or more businesses? and
In
how
fact,
one does.
it's a very good question because, quite frankly, it was also our observation in Ghana
Yes.
Mm,
that everybody almost has, well, not almost, but almost everybody has two or three things that they're doing
yeah.
to earn an income, right? And so at Plendify, for example, you can have two profiles for two of your businesses, right?
Mm,
Yes.
So for example, maybe you sell food, for example,
mhm,
and also, for example, clothing as well. You can have both businesses on the platform, both your clothing business and your food business as well. Because
okay.
again, seeing that in our markets on the continent, people do more than one thing usually. Or for
Mm,
example, they can have like a day job, for example, where they work 9 to 5, but then on the
mhm,
side they do something else. And so,
yeah.
for example, too, you can also be a buyer as well as a supplier. So you
Mm,
could be a supplier of two different things or products on the platform, or a supplier and a buyer as well, because quite frankly, you can own a business and also buy from other companies on the platform too. So that's all been addressed with our marketplace.
okay. So you can have as many business online as you want, or there's a cap to it. There's a limit to it.
Yes, it's a little to it. So currently we have two for our suppliers. Basically, we have two profiles as a supplier on the platform. So if you have more than two businesses, unfortunately, we can't have all of them on. But then for now, we made plans for two per accounts basically.
Is there a reason for this? Is it because of some security reasons? Is there a reason for it?
No, I mean we just think that you can't do all too many things well at the
Mm,
same time. Right? It's quite challenging that you have more than two that you're running successfully. And quite frankly, too, I think we feel like when you're on Plendify, the goal is to basically bring your best effort to the marketplace, right? Because you are investing your time and money and energy into that. And so bring what you believe is going to go the long way, the long
mhm.
haul. And then that way we can help you achieve your goals in the long term.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And
would totally agree.
if you look at the brands we have on Plendify, they're very good at what they do. They don't do a million
Mm,
things, right? Like Judy Food sells peanuts. They've been doing that for a long time, and that's their primary business. Um, Tama Cosmetics sells skincare products. They've been doing that
mm,
for a long time. That's their primary business. So a lot of our very, I guess, a lot of our suppliers, they tend to be very focused. I mean, we don't have a lot of people that have multiple businesses because these are companies that, are really in a defined category. But definitely from a technology point of view, I mean, we allow them, if they have other businesses, to set up an individual store. But what we're trying to encourage as well is that if someone is shopping on your store, they'll likely want to see, like, if you sell peanuts, they're not going to see they're not going to want to see peanuts in shirts, right? Because depending on, so you can set up a separate profile for your shirts, right? And then say,
mm,
okay, we also do smock outfits. This is my smock outfit. Because from a branding point of view, you asked the question earlier, it's very confusing, and sometimes the buyers are not sure who they're dealing with. When you're dealing with a supplier and you see that they sell peanuts, then you can order 1,000 peanuts, right? But if but so we don't really deal with retailers. Just maybe
mhm.
that could help you understand that. So we deal with the actual person that makes the product, right? So that means that if you come to Rwanda, for example, and you're gonna buy coffee, right? Um, the manufacturer of the coffee is the one that's on Plendify, not the
Mm,
retailer of the coffee. So they don't sell anything else but coffee, right? Same thing
okay.
with the one that makes, let's say they make kente cloth. They only have a store of kente on Plendify. They don't have a store of
Okay.
kente and Milo, right? So it's really the suppliers, all of the products. That's our goal. It's almost like a manufacturing type of
Mm.
experience. You buy directly from the producer.
That is awesome. I like the clarity with that, and also so it brings some sort of we know what we are working on and where we are going. Like we
Yeah.
are very specific, and that builds a lot of trust, right? So, yeah, thank you for that. So early on, you mentioned you mentioned some partners. Maybe you can give us an insight into the partners that you are currently working with, and how that is a good thing for Plendify.
Yeah, for sure. So currently we're working with uh, Ghana Enterprise Agency, GEA, um, and through them we're also working with the Mastercard Foundation, um, through their Young African Works Partnership. Right, that's a very very big one where the goal there is to allow young people across the continent to get meaningful work. So obviously, by having a business, for example, and by being able to grow that business, you are creating jobs in the process. So we have that, for example, as one of our key anchor partners that we're looking to really grow. Also, for example, a partnership also with Muti, or I guess I'll say M Pharma, right? It's a very large company based out of Ghana as well. It's a healthcare tech company, uh, currently in 6 countries on the continent of Africa,
Hmm.
and doing very amazing stuff with you know buying drugs wholesale from the drug companies like Pfizer, Merck, and others right around the world, and then bringing it to the continent and then selling that affordably to the local population, whether it be pharmacies or people, right, or for example hospitals and stuff like that. And so currently we have a partnership with them as well to allow people, for example, like yourself in the diaspora, to buy medication that's like over-the-counter medication, OTCs, or like lifestyle drugs, and then have them shipped to families and friends in Ghana, right? And so currently we allow that to happen, which I think is quite novel, right? Because I mean, we times you're somewhere far away. For example, you have people that are in the country, either like a mom or a dad or grandparents or something like that, that may need some kind of medication or some kind of support. We're able to basically allow you to do that transaction safely, securely, very quickly on our platform. So just go to our website, type in what you're looking for, and then you see it. You add it to your cart, you pay for it, and then before, if you order by like 11 a.m. that day within Accra, Temakaswa, it will get it that day. Otherwise, it's the following day, right? And so it's a very, very unique way of serving um, those in the diaspora, like yourself, Deborah, and others like you, to basically care for their loved ones in Ghana. And that's pretty much like one of our many areas of focus, right? So as
Hmm.
Michael said before, we have, for example, building and construction. We have food and beverage. We have health and wellness, which is powered by a partnership with Muti slash Farm as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we can add to our logistics partners, right?
Mhm.
None of this would be possible without them because really logistics is a pain point in Africa.
Mhm.
Affordable, reliable, and fast logistics. I think every time we have a conversation with someone and they're like, I can get my item in Canada or in the US in a week, they're shocked because
Hmm.
it's not common, right? But that's the experience we're trying to bring.
Mhm.
And our logistics partners, be it DHL, be it RMX, be others that we're working with, make that happen. And
Hmm.
it's important for people to get the item that they ordered on time, and also to because in business, time is money, so we want to make sure that we respect that.
Yeah, that's totally true. And how many countries are you shipping to right now? Because I see on your website that sometimes you're like, I ship to only Ghana. How many countries do you ship to currently?
So if a supplier is enabled for international shipping, we ship to 220 countries. But if it's supplier
200 and
20,
wow.
220. Yeah.
yeah, 220 countries. So you could be on an island and it will get there. But essentially, anywhere that our logistics partners ship, we ship. So right now, it's about 220 countries.
Hmm.
You can also buy something for your family, for example, from Ghana, and we'll ship it there. So you can actually have multiple addresses of people that your loved ones are that you want to maybe with the holidays coming up, you want to give a Ghanaian product to your family in Sweden. You can come on Plendify, order it, and they'll receive it before Christmas, for example. And we do express delivery, so that means that our timelines are anywhere from 1 to 5 business days. But
Hmm.
but then once it arrives at customs, maybe it's like a day or so of clearance, and after that, it goes straight to the individual's address. So door-to-door delivery is essentially what we do globally. But some of the suppliers that we have, they only do local shipping in Ghana, for example. So that is why it says ship only to Ghana. Our suppliers that have the DHL sticker, it means that they ship globally. But in Ghana, because we do local deliveries as well, some suppliers they only do local stuff, especially for the health and wellness and also the building construction. But all the other categories, as long as they have the DHL express delivery, that means that we'll ship to whatever country that the buyer is in, which is almost anywhere in the world. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So we are just about wrapping up the meeting, our interview, sorry, and probably you just want to share some insight into some challenges that Plendify has faced, just any short challenges, and how you were looking at overcoming them. And also, sorry for packing the question, but how you're looking at overcoming them um, and making this your goal of redefining the businesses of African owners a success.
Yeah, I think I'll take that one. So, I mean, obviously, as with any venture, it's always challenges, right? When it's, for example, when it's building the product itself, right? Taking an idea from your mind or our minds to actually, having it on paper, for example, and then actually looking to build it. There's it's just like challenges, all across that, spectrum, right? For example, to do with engineering, for example, is that possible? Is that feasible, right? Also, for example, too, as well as who you're building for, the market, right? How would they receive this particular product, or particular company or vision, right? Are you in sync with the customers that you're building for? What's their feedback, right? And I think also, as with any company or venture, you also think about, how do I sustain this business, right? So I think there've been tons of challenges along the way, as expected. I think no one thinks differently, but I think, at every stage we've been able to dig deep and kind of figure out, how do we overcome hurdles, right? So I think, a year ago we were at the ideation slash creation stage. Now we are at the stage of like, okay, we built something very amazing. It's working. People are using it, but now how do we get, you know, it in more people's hands, right? How do we build awareness, right? Which is exactly, I mean, I think that's why we're here today, is to basically get to speak to you and your audience and say, we exist, we are doing these amazing things, for Africa, for Ghana, for the world, quite frankly. And so I think currently our biggest challenge now is marketing and sales, and really getting that PR out there
Mm.
about who we are, and having confidence, in our platform, in our business, and looking forward to also, raising money, in the near future to keep this venture going, right? It's a very capital intensive business, as you can imagine, but nothing is impossible if you have the right team, the right mentality, and looking to go the extra mile and dig deep. So we're looking forward to, like I said, getting our brand out there, building that trust, brand equity, awareness about the company, and what we're about, and then seeing how that translates into sales, for us, and quite frankly for our suppliers. Right, these are small businesses that are looking to grow. So I think each time we see a transaction that comes through for them, we're like, wow, they made something more than they did yesterday, for example. It's very heartwarming and also very exciting that we built something out of nothing that's working, right? I think it's very, very fulfilling in that sense. But yeah, I think looking forward to growth in the near term and obviously long term
Mm.
as well. And, I think with the right team around us, we can keep surmounting these challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just described. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Beau. I would borrow your words that Plendify exists. And yes, there are challenges, but it is because it's such a good thing that Bo and Michael says that we will overlook these challenges and make sure that this is something that we as Africans can call our own. And as I say, as I've already mentioned, I can't overemphasize it enough. I am very, very excited about Plendify. I'm excited about your website particularly, and I find everything on straightforward. And so, yeah, I would encourage small businesses to sign on onto Plendify. But before we sign out from here, you've already mentioned it. We've had an extensive conversation on all of the good things that you are doing for the African continent. But our last thing before we sign off, or before you give me your last words, is why should I sell on Plendify? Just your last words of that.
You should sell on Plendify to essentially become a borderless African supplier.
Hmm.
And what we mean by that is there's no borders that you should face anymore. We're in a globalized world. COVID has brought everybody online. If you're not online, and if you are online, we are the best place to sell online.
Awesome. Any last words to viewers?
Yeah,
Bo?
so I think, yeah, thank you, Deborah, for that. Yeah, so to all our viewers around the world, again, thank you to the Ghana American Journal for having us and for hosting us. We really appreciate the support. Thank you to also to you as well, Deborah, for being an amazing host and also helping us get our word out. But I think last words is we're on a journey, and this journey has been exciting, it's been challenging, it's been stressful. But I think every day that we basically wake up and do something that's one more thing that gets us to our vision and our goal, I think is one more foot in the right direction. And so, from us at Plendify, we're just thankful to all of you and looking forward to your support. Tell your family, tell your friends to try us out. And again, we are ourselves from Ghana originally. Myself, Michael's from Rwanda. Um, Prior to coming to Ghana, we're based in Canada as well. So basically, we're diasporans in a way or at heart. So we understand what people like us face out there, and we're just trying to build a platform to allow us to, bring African products, African goods to the world, and looking forward to that journey. And really, really pumped about that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining me on the Fire Chat series on the Ghanaian American Journal. It was an exciting conversation having you two there and learning a lot about Plendify. Right, it's a great initiative, like I'd already mentioned, and would encourage everybody to sign on to it. And so, to my special viewers, this is where we draw the curtains on this exciting conversation with Michael and Beau from Plendify B2B Marketplace, who joined us to tell us that they are redefining the successes of business owners in Africa. No matter your business, how small it is, you want to jump onto Plendify and have an amazing experience. Michael would say, as they rightly put it, we are now in a world where we cannot do away with selling online, and so you there's no border to the profit you can make. There's no border to the successes that you can make when it comes to your business. And so you want to hop on onto their website at www.plendify.com, and you will have an amazing experience. Like I said, it's very easy to access their website. Everything is straightforward. And so, yeah, this is African, and I can't overemphasize it enough. I like the fact that it's African oriented or focused. And we thank you very, very much to you, Bo. We thank you very much, Bo and Michael, once again for joining us on the Ghanaian American Journal. This is where we draw our curtain.
Thank you, Deborah.